Hi, my name is Becky and I'm just here to teach crochet. I started crocheting when I was probably about 12, so that's at least 20 years. I really enjoy it. I just like doing things with my hands. I just like making things with my hands, and it's just something that I've just enjoyed doing, and I like that it's something that you can look back and see how quickly what you've done. I like that a lot. When you're knitting with needles, they're just, well, depending on the length, but they just come to a tip. Crochet hooks have an actual hook at the end so that you can grab the yarn with it. So they're different needles, and they usually, when you go buy them, they should be very clear if it says crochet or knitting, or if you have any questions, you can ask someone at the store. When you go to purchase your yarn, on the instructions it will say what kind of weight you need. If it's like a medium or a sport weight, it typically is medium, and it should say on the label what kind of weight it is. It'll say it just right here. It usually has a picture, and it'll say it can be used for knitting or crochet. It'll have a little symbol. And then the instructions usually will tell you too about how many ounces you will need. They come in skeins of yarn, and they're sold by the ounce. So that should give you a good gauge. I usually end up using more than it says in the instructions, but that's just probably because my stitches are usually typically a little smaller. One thing with yarn too, even these two are technically both the same weight, but they're very different. If you crochet with this one, your stitches will be much smaller because the yarn is thinner. So you just kind of need to feel the yarn and just know, because this one is, even though they're technically the same weight, this one is thicker and your stitches will be bigger. If you go to buy several colors of yarn, they need to be the same brand. If you buy a different brand, your stitches will come out different sizes. And so you need to make sure that whatever colors you're buying are from the same brand and the same weights. When you go buy crochet hooks, you can get metal or plastic ones. They're both fine. I prefer the metal ones because the yarn slides easier on the crochet hook, but the plastic ones will work just as good. And if you're very serious about crocheting, I would just buy the set because you'll use all the sizes eventually. It's cheaper to do that. I think it's called Boy, B-O-Y-E. I don't know how to say that. Boy is a good brand of crochet hook. And crochet hooks are one thing that you can tell from knitting crochet is done by letter. They say it's like crochet hook H or J, and knitting is done by number. So that's just one difference when you're buying them, to make sure that you have the right one. Crochet hooks usually will start, this package is from D to K, and you can get smaller ones, but they're very fine needles, and as the letter goes up, the size increases. So like if it's M, it's going to be a bigger hook. If it's D, it's going to be smaller.